In the early 1970s, I had my own private detective agency in Baton Rouge. My partner and I had both worked as ops for a large West Coast agency in Los Angeles. One Christmas, I went to Chicago to run a surveillance on an errand husband. Rich guy, wife had money too, and she thought he was having an affair. He was. More than one turned out, but that's another story. When the jet landed in Chicago, I had desperate need of a restroom, so I hurried to the nearest one. Now, if you're a man who has ever used a public restroom, you know about urinals. If you're a woman, you might never have seen one in the wild, so a brief explanation. While men's bathrooms also have toilets, usually in stalls with a door and all, those are for people who need to defecate or who are shy. Urinals are pee only devices attached to a wall used standing up. They are shallow porcelain basins with curved sides, and a bowl that drains at the bottom, and a flush handle at the top. They come in various sizes. In an old building, they might run from chest level to floor, inset into a tile wall, and one size fits all. Current versions are smaller, cheaper, and bolted to the wall. For a long time, these were mounted at the same height so that the average fellow using one was covered. In Chicago, as I hurried to unzip and make ready, it was the first time I had seen urinals set lower than my belly to thigh. Huh. Now, if you aren't an American man, I need to tell you about public bathroom etiquette. To give the illusion of privacy, it's kind of like being on a crowded elevator. You don't make eye contact with the man standing next to you. You don't turn and look at them directly or check out their wedding tackle. You generally don't start any kind of meaningful conversation. You might venture a general to the room comment about how cold it is or who won the big football game, but that's it. And better you don't say anything. So there I am, depressurizing my bladder when somebody enters my peripheral vision. I didn't look, just a vague shape, and I decided to make an observation about the height of the urinals, so I chuckled and said, they must have made these for midgets. A quick peripheral glance at the guy to my left just to see if he was smiling. He wasn't smiling, because he was a midget. Oh, shit. These days, midget and dwarf are no longer considered appropriate social terms, but they were used then. I quickly zipped up and hustled myself out of the bathroom, breaking another rule by not pausing to wash my hands. What can I say? I mean, the guy had to think I was an asshole fucking with him. I mean, when in truth it was just some bored god looking down and wondering, I wonder what I can make Steve say here. It was then, and still is, my most embarrassing moment. There are reasons not to talk to strange men in public bathrooms. This is a really good example of one.